Hola mi gente, Joe Barreto back with you at the Credit Card Connection. I'm glad you can join me. Today I'm going to give you the update on my trip to Europe, which cards work great out of the US and which not so much. I was surprised by a few of them, so hope you enjoy this. Let's get into it. First and foremost, like I told you, I was going to take with me the Amex Platinum card. Now, why the Platinum? The Platinum basically was going to be for the lounge access at the airports. Unfortunately for me, due to some hiccups at the airport with United, I was unable to access the lounges at that time. However, my authorized users, my sister, my brother-in-law, and my son, were able to use them multiple times on their flights to Europe because they had connecting flights in Lisbon. And my sister actually had a canceled flight, so she was able to use it twice. So authorized users on the Amex Platinum, let me make a little bit of point here, prior to the new changes in terms of their upgraded fees and terms and conditions, 175 for three people to access it was phenomenal. But now we all know that that's changed. But anyway, the Platinum card was great for them to access all of the lounges in international airports. And my son was actually able to get my nephew in with him at one of them. So that was a great deal all in. So the Platinum worked perfectly for that. Next up is the American Express Gold. Now, most of you knew the Gold card was going to be taken because in addition to your rooms and hotels and maybe some of the travel in terms of flights, the next biggest expense you're going to have is food. So Amex gives you 4 times for every dollar spent worldwide in restaurants. And it came in like a champ. However, in the places where it was accepted, there was no problem getting it accepted at bigger restaurants like Fouquet's in Paris, and the Deville, and in other places in Switzerland. However, when it came to the smaller, more niche cafes and so on, they did not accept American Express. So it was a powerhouse when I was able to use it. And in a minute, I'm going to tell you what it was able to get me, thanks in part to today's sponsor, MaxRewards, because it unlocked something for the card that I wasn't even aware that was there. But again, Amex was great when you were able to use it, but it wasn't as often as I thought it was going to be able to be used. Which then brings me to the true powerhouse of the trip, which was the Chase Sapphire Preferred. The Preferred was accepted everywhere, from dining to supermarkets to little supermarkets called Co-op and Migros, and the cafes and the taxis and the train system and Ubers. Everywhere you pulled it out, they took it, and there were no issues using it whatsoever. The great thing with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, as I had mentioned in other videos, you got 3 times per dollar on dining, which was phenomenal. So wherever the Amex Gold didn't work, this worked without any questions whatsoever. It also gave me 2 times on travel, and that included taxis and Uber, for instance. And God knows Uber over there, because especially with the changing currencies, the charges were expensive. I think I spent maybe $400 to $500 on Uber charges alone. So the Chase Sapphire Preferred came through like the total champ. That was a card that I used the most. Now, going back to what I said in terms of the cards and why I took them, you already saw Platinum for the lounges, Amex Gold was going to be for the dining, and the Chase Sapphire Preferred was going to be the backup to the Gold and for other travel incidentals that I had. However, at one of the restaurants that I used the Gold card, I was surprised when almost immediately I got a notification on my phone that there was an offer unlocked, and I didn't know what that offer was. But thanks to today's sponsor, MaxRewards, which is an app that takes all of your cards, shows you all of the offers and unlocks them and attaches them to the cards for you to use, as well as shows you the balances, the due dates, any special offers. If you're in a particular store, it tells you which is the best card to use. It tells you your credit utilization, balances, and everything. So when I went to this restaurant, the bill was almost $1,400. Now, what I'm going to tell you I got back looks like a drop in the bucket, but when I read the fine print, I'll tell you what it unlocked. So I was able to get another $40 back to my card, and that was because Max Rewards unlocked a benefit that if you spent $200 in France, okay, you got $40 back as a statement credit up to 10 times. That's a lot. So if you think about it, every 200, you're going to get 40 back 10 times. That's up to $400 back you could have possibly gotten back if the place that you were shopping accepted Amex and was a part of that particular promo. So thanks to Max Rewards, that's what I was able to get back for using it at this particular restaurant. And if you use the referral links below and use the code Barreto, my last name, you can get 1 month free of Max Rewards Gold, which lets you unlock all those benefits and offers that the cards have that you don't even know exist. So that was a great surprise. And thanks to Max Rewards, today's sponsor, I was able to unlock those when I was in Europe without even knowing. Now, the last card I was able to use that brought me surprisingly great benefits, which I did not expect as much, was the Wyndham Business Earners Card. And the reason was because it gave me diamond status at a hotel called Vienna House, which was one of the newer hotels that is now a part of the Wyndham family. Now, the great thing about this was I was able to pay for a standard room, and when I got in, they actually told me that because they were so new to the program that I was the first diamond member that they had there, and they weren't sure how, what the benefits really were that they would. So I checked it on a Friday and they told me they would let me know by Saturday. They did give me off bat an upgraded suite, which was huge, and I'll post some of the pictures behind me. But it was a beautiful room, tons of space, and they recognize you as a diamond member. And the next day, when I went back into the room, there was a bottle of champagne, real champagne from France, a basket full of fruit, chocolates, and a beautiful handwritten letter from them thanking me for going, thanking me for being a valued diamond member, and so on. So, the perk that the card got me just to be a diamond member and saving on that upgrade for a suite was huge in my opinion. They were excellent with me, constantly gave me, bottles of water, which in Europe were really expensive. And so different things like that just make the stay that much better. The Wyndham Earners Card came through like a champ. So if you're out looking for a card from a hotel chain, and I know Luke out there, Luke's Points and Miles, Hilton's his favorite, and mine as well. But Wyndham, I was really, really surprised and just happy with the way that they treated me, happy with the services I got for having the card. Now, if you don't have a business, I have the business version. The personal card is phenomenal as well. And as a lot of other creators out there have said, when you have status at a hotel outside of the US, it really is recognized more than it is, in the US, unless you're at a titanium level, let's say, at a Marriott or at a diamond status at a Hilton. So, even gold status out of the States, it still holds some weight to it. So the card that disappointed me, and this was the cheat code in the last one, and I didn't have the physical card with me, but I used the tap to pay feature on my phone, was the Discover card. Yeah, the Discover card. So I got off the plane in Switzerland and said, let me try it at one of the stores in the airport. No problem. Tap to pay, bought a $12 bottle of water, and it worked fine, right? So I was all gassed. I said, this is going to be great. I'm going to get that 5% cash back for tap to pay. Womp, womp. Because right after that, in Basel, Switzerland, in Schaffhausen, in Paris, first of all, tap to pay isn't as widely available as it is here in some of the places, especially the smaller boutiques or cafes or stores. And when I said, do you take Discover? I got that look like, ¿qué? And I know ¿qué is in Spanish, but nonetheless, I got that look. And, I couldn't use it. So I was only really able to use it at the airport. Now, maybe if I would have just gone to every single store, every single place and tried to see if they used it, maybe I would have lucked out. But honestly, out of the US right now, I can tell you, at least for Switzerland and France, Discover's a no-go. They're not going to take it, so don't use up a space in your wallet if that's your main card that you're going to carry with you on vacation. So just to recap, the cards I took were great. The Platinum for Lounge, the Gold for Dining where it was accepted, the Sapphire Preferred was the true beast in everything. That held it down for this trip. And surprisingly, the Wyndham Earner's Business Card was phenomenal for the stay at the Vienna House in Schaffhausen, Switzerland. So if you guys found any of this that I spoke to you about just now entertaining, informational, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. If you want to see my reasons why I wanted to take them in the first place, check out the videos behind me where I will let you know why. But as you can see, it worked pretty much, but disappointing with some of them. Until next time, take care.